Okay, it's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, B-High. Radio, shouting, stepping in the building. I got my New Orleans fam in this thing. D1, what's good with it, my dog?
Wow, in this thing. B-High, I appreciate you. I love you for this, brother.
Man, no problem. Now, I mean, you got a new banger, though, man. I mean, it's ready for you.
Yes.
It's going crazy as we speak.
Man.
Break it down to me, man.
I wanted to do a song celebrating the women, celebrating the queens, you heard me?
Yeah.
I wanted to have that Nice For What by Drake feel.
That's right.
But that Keep Your Head Up by Tupac message.
With a little bounce in that thing,
With a little and no bounce, biggity bounce, you heard me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
A new anthem for the ladies, man. And I just put the video out, man. I got all these beautiful black queens throughout the video, you heard me? Just dancing, smiling, doing their thing. That's what they need right now.
You damn right. Talk to me about the reception of this banger, though, man.
Oh, this mother taking off so quick, brother. So quick. DJs from all over the country and the world hitting me up. People in Africa like hitting me. I'll tell you no lie. People in Nigeria hitting me like, yo, I need that record, brother. Like, for real talk. DJs hitting me from all over the world. So I could tell it's right on time, man.
Yeah.
It's right on time. The women, they need something right now. It's summertime, it's spring, I mean. So they want something up-tempo that they could just get loose to, but something that ain't, like just dogging them out. You feel me?
Exactly.
So this the new anthem for the ladies. Ready for you, man. Yeah.
I can definitely dig
It's for my mama. You heard me? My mama just retired from working her whole life.
For real?
Just retired, brother. Like, that feels so good, man. Never have to work another day in her life, you know?
Exactly.
For her, man.
D, talk about coming out of NO with it. And for those that don't already know, man, break down some of your story to them, man.
Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, man, I'm out New Orleans East, you heard me? Born and raised in the city at NO. Of course, I grew up listening to No Limit, Cash Money.
That's right.
You heard me? I wanted to be a hot boy. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be the light-skinned fifth hot boy, you heard me? Real talk, bro. But I started rapping in college. I went to LSU, you heard me? And man, I was rapping and whatnot, but I fooled around and graduated, and I had to get a real job, because Sally Mae ain't no joke, boy. Them student loans was kicking my butt. So I got a job. I was a teacher. I was a middle school teacher. You heard me? Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher myself, so I know where you're coming from.
Really?
I teach at Clark, Atlanta.
Whoa!
Yes,
Whoa!
Yes, sir. I know what you're talking about.
Big salute to you, brother.
Salute.
So I was a middle school teacher. I was Mr. Augustine. You dig? And while I was doing that, I realized how much all my students were influenced by hip-hop music. So I said, you know what, man? I could really make a difference in these streets if I make my rap career really take off, because then I'm going to really have their ears. And, man, I gave up the stable salary of being a teacher to get into this crazy world of hip-hop. And, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just like my other song said, I know God got a plan for me.
That's right.
Bro, all my steps been ordered, you heard me, and ordained. And so many doors opened up. I done toured all across this world. You know what I mean? Shout out to Grand Hustle, man. I did my first ever tour with Jason Jeter, Young Dro, Tip, Killer Mike, all them. That's what I did my first ever tour with, you know what I mean?
Dope as hell.
Since then, I just been able to go all around the world, do all kind of things I never dreamed I'd do. And most of all, bro, I'm being myself. So anybody who grew up with me in the city of New Orleans, they hear my music now, they listen to D1, and they're going to be like, oh, that's the same dude. He ain't changed to be famous or to be on. He the same dude I grew up with, and that's what I respect.
Talk to me about maintaining your integrity the whole time, though, D1, because, I mean, you could have sold out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And went left and said, you know what? I'm about to cut a fool out here and get these folks what I think they might want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's not about what the people want. For me, it's about what God wants. You heard me? Because I know where I came from and I know where I got to return.
That's right.
Period. End of story. Like, I'm not worrying about trying to impress people, bro. I've been popular.
Exactly.
I've been the homecoming king, the captain of the basketball team, getting the girls with that. Man, that stuff not like exciting to me. What's exciting to me is I know I got a purpose on this earth, you heard me?
Exactly.
So I got to manifest that purpose through my music. And in my music, you got to be able to hear, that dude is different. He could spit with the best of them, but he on a different mission, you heard me? And that's what you hear. That's why I call my label Mission Vision Music.
Break down this new indie label that you got, though, man. Because, I mean, you tearing up some stuff out here, D1. Break it down.
Yeah, bro. I just started my label a couple months ago. The past few years, I was signed to RCA, right? I was able to get out of my deal by the grace of God. No disrespect, but I was ready to be independent, be my own boss. You heard me? It's a much different feeling when you call your own shots.
Come on now.
And here I am. I started Mission Vision Music, you dig? I'm the first artist that signed, obviously. I'm dropping my new album in June.
Ooh.
I never said this before, but I'm dropping it on June 7th, y'all.
Ooh.
And the title of the album, I never said this, but be high getting all the info tonight. It's called God and Girls.
Oh, now, D1, break down God and Girls, because that sounds like a wonderful mixture.
Man, bro, come on, man. Any man sit here and tell you, look, bro, what's most important in my life is, of course, God, because that's what gave me life. That's what gave me the talents, the skills, the breath that I breathe. You know what I mean? And outside of that, what's on most men's mind, bro? Girls. You feel me?
Come on.
Girls. And what's the most beautiful of all God's creations? Girls. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So shout out to God, shout out to the girls, you know what I mean? And long as you don't put the girls before God, you know what I mean? It ain't called girls and God. It's like God and girls. You did?
I feel that, man. Now, D1, as an artist in the game, what has it been like, you know, telling your story at the same time and seeing how the game is changing? Now, how long have you been down with it now?
I've been doing this stuff professionally for like 7 years.
In those 7 years, man, how have you noticed that the game has changed, and how have you been able to maintain what you've been doing throughout it all, too, in the same breath?
Of course. I noticed that whoever gets hot, a lot of artists try to hurry up and duplicate their sound. You dig? And my whole blueprint, D1, how you making it, man? How you carved your own lane out is because I tell my story.
That's right.
Nobody else on this earth has my story. Mm-hmm. I apply my creativity to my story, and all of a sudden, you get a unique artist that nobody else can be like. And that's what D1 is. I'm one of one.
Exactly.
You get a lot of artists, man, and they hear that Drake is hot, or they hear that the Migos are hot, and they try to be like them. No disrespect to any artist that's listening, but if you really want longevity, you got to do something that we haven't seen yet in hip-hop.
Exactly.
You hear me?
Now, when it comes to being an independent artist now, man, I mean, what is this like for you being able to maneuver and call all of your own shots versus having to wait on the label to get their mind right?
Yeah, bro, the hardest part about being signed was I'm a workaholic, so I do buku music, you hear me? And I come to them with like all these songs and albums and EPs, but if it didn't fit their schedule or their calendar of how they wanted to release, they'd just say, nah. Or they'll hear my stuff and they'll say, nah, we don't like that song. Like, that can't go on your album.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this song is going to change the game. What you mean? And if they say no, I couldn't do anything because they the bosses. But now, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
So ain't no such thing as no, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how we rocking. So I'm dropping one album in June. Then before the end of the year, I'm going to have another album out. Because I say so. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that feel good. And as an artist, it make you want to beat somebody up when you done put your heart into your music and when they tell you it's whack.
What?
When you done put your heart into something. Bro, the biggest song of my career is a song called Sally Maybach, right?
Yeah.
It's about me paying my student loans off. The label told me that song was whack. They refused to put it out. You heard me?
What?
So I had to put it out like on a slick on my own. I had to break some rules and just put it out on my own. And look what it done. It blew up.
So what do they say? I mean, what is the answer to that when you have to go back to the label and say, I tried to give y'all this record, but you dropped the ball? Mm-hmm. How do they even respond to that?
Yeah, it's a lot of pride. They have a lot of pride, so they try to act like they don't see the buzz, you know? And then when the buzz is so big that they can't ignore it, then all of a sudden they'll end up sending one of the lower level workers to hit you up and say, well, yo, you think that we could put that song on iTunes? No, you can't put it on iTunes. You know what I mean? Nope. Like, so one thing I did is I never put that song, Sally Maybach, on iTunes because once I put it on there, the label owns it for the rest of, for till the end of time, you know? And I didn't want them to own it. So I still own that song because I just kind of held on to it. I put the video out on YouTube, but I didn't put the song on iTunes.
Exactly.
You know, that's some free game for y'all artists that's out there, man. Because I knew I was like, one day I'm not going to be signed to them, and I don't want them to own a song that they really didn't even like.
Exactly.
And now that it's blowing up, they kind of like, oh, let us get a piece of, like, nah. You feel me?
What is some other game that you learned over these last 7 years getting busy in this industry, though, D?
Everybody pay attention. Listen.
Talk to me.
Don't be popular for free.
Ooh.
In this game, bro, it's so easy to get popular. And Instagram is so easy to like, oh, I caught me a little wave. You heard me? I got verified. I got 100,000 followers. But a lot of people out here being popular and they're not monetizing it. So the goal is, if you're gonna get popular, have a product that people will patronize. If you popular and you ain't selling a shirt with your phrase on it or with your name or with your brand, if you ain't got something that you're moving out here in these streets, you popular for free, that's lame.
Ooh.
You know, and that's what a lot of people don't get, man, because clout is equivalent to money in some people's minds.
Come on,
but in my mind, clout ain't equivalent to $9. You heard me? Clout don't pay that energy bill. Clout don't pay that cable bill, that internet.
Sally Mae.
Clout don't pay them student loans. You heard me? So yeah, man, that's what I learned. Yeah, don't be popular for free.
You ain't never lied. Now, on another note, in current events, the brother Nipsey Hussle, man.
Mm-hmm.
He recently passed a couple weeks ago. How did that impact you, and how did that affect you after seeing what happened and understanding what Nipsey stood for, man?
Check it out. I knew Nipsey. We did a few speaking engagements together in Los Angeles. So I sat on panels with this man. I really knew Nipsey. He's everything people said he was. He was a real one. He was a solid dude, and he wouldn't treat D1 any different than he'd treat T.I. or Gucci. You know, he treat everybody like they're a king, because that's what we all are. You feel me? It's upsetting that it takes for a man to die to now get all this appreciation and all of this love, you know. You know, I'm in New Orleans, obviously. You've been seeing the posts online where people saying, yo, it's a Nipsey Hussle in every city. You know, we need to start appreciating them more. Everybody in New Orleans been saying, D1 is our Nipsey Hussle. D1 is our Nipsey Hussle. I'm going to tell you, though, I learned not to do this stuff for the approval of people. Because if you wait on people to approve of what you're doing, you're going to be a lonely, bitter, upset, real angry dude, because people will never give you your just due, you know?
Exactly.
So I try to keep my head on the Most High and what God is thinking about my journey. And as long as God is pleased with how I'm using my time and my talents, then that's why I'm able to smile and have joy coming out of me, because regardless if I'm going platinum in the streets or platinum on Billboard, if I'm going platinum in heaven and if I'm going platinum in the hearts of the real ones, then I'm Gucci, you heard me?
What is it that gives you the confidence to maintain that reality when the perception reality game is so different from that reality? So what you said in the room by yourself, if I'm like, yeah, you can continue feeling that way, but we don't agree with it. So how are you able to maintain that?
Yeah. Because everything down here
is the truth now.
Yeah, of course. Everything down here is temporary, man.
Ooh.
So the only thing that that I want is inner peace. And I can only get that inner peace by loving the man who I see when I look in the mirror.
Come on now.
And if I know that I was raised a certain way in New Orleans, but then I'm turning my back on my neighborhood, or I'm embarrassing my family, or I'm making God look down and shake his head at me like I'm so disappointed, I can't have that peace. Exactly. But man, if I got that inner peace, knowing that I'm keeping it real, you know, with who I'm supposed to be, then people who are trying to tell me what I am and what I'm not don't matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's haters. That's people that's people that's not happy about their own life.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to project that on me.
Facts.
You can't do that to me, man.
Come on.
You can't do that to me, because my peace is nothing that a name brand clothing item or a car can get for me.
Exactly.
That's it, bro. Once you know, man, look, I got a brother that's serving 30 years right now for a murder that he ain't commit, right? He done served 19 already. We just found out today, you know, by the grace of God, that he got granted a clemency hearing, right?
Are you serious?
So he gonna get his clemency hearing by the end of the year, and you know, the Lord said the same, he'll be home.
Is this down in New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans, man. You probably heard of him. If you ever grew up listening to No Limit Records, you might have heard of Mac.
Mac. Yeah, man. I talked to Mac brother the other day.
For real?
Yeah, man. Kane 504.
Yeah, that's my bro. That's my bro. Man. Me, Mac, Kane, all us, bro. We all like this.
My homeboy down there in New Orleans, my brother Jamil Joyner, pretty much got the same raw deal doing Katrina. They claim that he shot a police officer in the head.
Man, I heard about that.
Yes, that's my homeboy. He grew up in Atlanta before he moved down there to New Orleans, and that man been sitting in jail for some years behind.
Bro, I heard about, dog, real talk. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Bro, that's my dog right there. I done known that boy since middle school, man, and he been sitting down there. We've been trying to figure it out the whole time, but it's fucked up.
Period.
You see what I'm saying? It's just messed up. And then, everything that the facts came out
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have anything on them.
Nothing.
But they just holding the man.
Bro.
It's like, get the man,
Bro.
free the man. I'm going to just sit there right there.
Free the man. Bro, that's crazy, dog.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like I said, my journey is so crazy in this game. I know that I was put here for a special reason, man. A lot of my students, I told you I used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
A lot of my students I taught, they're actually blowing up as rappers now. Like, and it's crazy because literally, like, you ever heard of my little brother, his name Fredo Bang?
Yeah, Fredo was just in here.
For real?
Yes.
Man, that's my student, man. I taught that man. Actually,
Are you serious?
I was that man teacher, bro. In real life. In real life, bro. That's my little,
hold up.
Me and Fredo.
What goes through your mind when you see Fredo doing his thing, man? And you thinking, nigga, I was just your teacher.
I'm like, bro. First of all, to me, that's Frederick Givens. You hear me? That ain't no Fredo Bang. That's Frederick. But I was talking to him when he was doing his jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he was locked up, I was on tour. He'd be calling me and all that stuff, man. And just. He know that it's real love when it come from me, man. And he don't look at me as D1. I'm Mr. Augustine to him, you heard me? But I'm proud to see what he's doing. And I'm always there for him because I understand as a young dude getting so successful real quick, there's a lot of influences that's coming at you left and right. And I'm just, I'm always there for him as a mentor, as a big brother. I know that's what I was called to be. And I have patience with the youth. You feel me? I have patience with them because when I was 22, 23 years old, I was still trying to figure out who I was,
Right.
My other student, rest in peace, G Money. I don't know if you heard about the dude here got killed about a year ago in Baton Rouge. That was Fredo's right-hand man, his rapping partner, G Money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
like, that was my student. Like, Sherwood Marty, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He signed to 300. That was my student. Like, it's crazy to see how many people I taught, bro.
So what is it like when you see them? Okay, you was just mentoring the young men in the classroom, and now you rapping with them in the in the rap game. What is that like?
Hey, man, it would be a bad thing if I wasn't secure in my lane. Cause it's so many insecure people in hip hop that they'll be feeling like threatened by like, man, that was my student, but now he buzzing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he gonna take my spot. But no, man, I'm in my own lane. God got a nice special lane reserved for me that I'm in. So I'm able to see other men coming up succeeding. And I want them to get as much success as they can, but I also want them to maintain their morals and their principles and their integrity in the process, you know.
Exactly.
So I understand that it takes a village to help any man manifest his true destiny. So I'm here for him, bro. I'm here to support.
I can definitely dig that. Lastly, D, how can these folks contact you and anything else you want to get off your chest, my dog?
For sure, man. Y'all can contact me on the Grizzam, you hear me, on IG, on YouTube, and on Facebook is D1 Music, DEE, the number 1 music. Follow me on there, man. Follow this journey, man. My life is pretty interesting. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gonna be like, damn, this man was just here, now he there, now he doing this, now he yeah, I do a lot, yo.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to let God use me as much as I could before I leave this earth. So anything I want to tell y'all, yeah, man, my motto, which is be real, be righteous, be relevant. In everything you do, strive to do that. Be real, be righteous, and be relevant. I got Ready For You, the new single available on all streaming platforms now, the video on YouTube, and I got the other new single, I Know God, out right now. And the new album, God and Girls, June 7th. Be hide and pulled all this info out of me that I wasn't supposed to say yet, but there it is, Atlanta.
D!
My dog.
Man, appreciate you coming through
It's
this
love.
thing, boy. Wish you nothing but the best and much success.
It's
Be High Radio Shout. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.